Hey everybody, we are from Goa Institute of Management and we are gathered here today to talk about and to clear all the doubts about the GIM part-time MBA for working executives in Goa. We are elated to share that this program has completed 21 glorious and has changed the Goan entrepreneurship and industrial landscape. In the 3-year program, which I hope that you all get to join and we hope that you all are there, we really hope that we get to see you again very soon for this. Welcoming all of the participants, all of the panelists, everybody on this platform. We are really glad to meet you all. Giving a brief overview about the program. In the 3-year program, the first year is dedicated to the fundamentals of business management and its various facets like marketing, finance, HR, operations, legal, and more. The second year of the program allows the students to choose electives that meet their professional needs. So in case, like, let's say you want to go into finance, you can choose electives that are pertaining to finance. Then in the final year, students pursue a live business improvement project wherein they apply all the principles and theories that they have learned in the past 2 years in real life scenarios. The classes are mostly held on Saturdays and Sundays to accommodate your hectic lifestyle as a working professional. We have an alumni network of more than 4,500 experts working in different walks of life across the globe. Many of them are in top management positions in companies, bureaucracies, institutions, and colleges in Goa itself. The students of the part-time MBA course get to develop this network by connecting with the elaborate alumni channel and benefit from the experience and their learnings. The program also offers a head start for all those who wish to become entrepreneurs. GIM has a tie-up with NITI Aayog, under which we have an Atal Incubation Center, also known as AIC GIM. The service is available to all GIM students present and past. Currently, we have 16 startups in works at the center. In case you have any further doubts, please feel free to use the chat. Feel free to ask us in between the conversation. Before I go on to introduce the panelists, I would really request all of you to say hi to the panelists. If possible, switch on your videos and please make the session as interactive as possible. So I'd start introducing the panelists. We would like to welcome Dr. Ameya Sahu, Professor and Program Chair at GIM. Professor Sahu has a total of about 19 years of experience in business education and research and management consulting in leading organizations in India. He's a management graduate himself, majored in finance. At GIM, he offers courses like financial statement analysis, business valuation, and financial management. We are exhilarated to be joined by our revered alumnus from the batch of 07, Mr. Anirudh Balwakar, Managing Director of FPA Global. Being a mechanical engineer, he specializes in composition and execution of lighting solutions and electrical engineering. His most treasured accomplishment includes illuminating the Atal Setu, India's 3rd longest cable-stayed bridge. He has scaled his company from 5 to over 70 employees after his executive MBA program and has successfully diversified from electrical engineering to lighting solutions. Thirdly, we are thrilled to host Mr. Ramchandra Salgaonkar from the batch of 2014, who is currently working as the investment officer at Goa Investment Promotion Board. He is also the founder of Amaze Warriors, a business strategy and marketing consulting firm. Joining us from the current batch, we have Mr. Anish Paibe, Senior Engineer working as Master Scheduler in Production Planning and Control at Painting. And lastly, we have Ms. Pearl Freire, Finance Consultant at the Directorate of Health Services. Ms. Freire is a Senior Manager at Cipla Limited with more than 16 years of experience in technical writing related to analytical methods and development of specifications. She currently leads the activities of a specialty analytical group for technical support to regulatory affairs in responding to deficiencies and drafting analytical development strategies and reports. A warm welcome to all our attendees as well. We hope that through this session, all your doubts and queries regarding EMBA course are clarified. I would now ask Professor Sahu to please open up the forum for further discussion.
Thank you, Siddhi. It was really good to have such introduction from you. Nobody has introduced you, right? I will. Siddhi is not part of the MBA program, but she is a GIM, part of the GIM fraternity. She is the second year student and she must have completed summer training or undergoing summer training, waiting for classes to resume, and we are already scheduling the class, so she'll be back to very hectic schedule. So we have taken little time that she had free to be part of this. Thank you, Siddhi. And I welcome all the participants. I understand your interest. I'm sure you have a lot of queries. And so this was rightly, planned, designed so that you can help yourself take a decision whether to join this program or not join this program. So we have two alumni doing really well. In fact, all alumni, most of the alumni from the Executive MBA program are really doing well. Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So this program, to many participants, or to some participants, they may have an maybe they are not informed as much. I'm just anticipating, because some of them who talk to me, applicants, they find they have this information that this is a new program. This is not a new program. We have completed 20 years. So this program started in 2000, 2000. And so if you guys were thinking of joining, those who have already applied, and many people are expected to join. So you will be the 22nd batch of this program. So this program was primarily designed for people working in Goa, people engaged in doing business or entrepreneurs in Goa. And it was designed by the founder of GIM, Father Romuald D'Souza. He passed away last year, but he has left with a very, very strong legacy. And so this was designed as a give back to the state of Goa. Okay, and that's how important it is. And so it is a clone of the full-time MBA program. It is a clone of the full-time MBA program. We have modified some aspects of the full-time MBA program such that it meets the requirement of the executives, because they have already got experience of working in businesses or working for a businesses. And so we modify that. We have redesigned. We have modified it over a period of time, and the current status, it is designed such that it is very, very contemporary. And what we say is that no, this is a good program for people who want to make a career progression at a faster pace. Now, how it is possible? Now, it is possible like this because you are working, so you work 5 days or 6 days a week, and you come to the weekend classroom and discuss the issues that you are dealing with, and find an efficient solution in the class, not in one lecture, over a period of time. You deal with it, deliberate with the professors, the experts, and the network of people, and then go back and implement. And then management is such a subject that there is no one solution. So you will have to reiterate or maybe do a little bit of fine tuning. So you go and implement, come back and share what are the issues that what are the challenges you faced while implementation, and then retune the solution and go back and implement it, things like that. So that is what happens over a period of around 2 years. So this is a 3-year program, but the classes are held only for 2 years. So 2 years weekends you have to invest in your development. And I'll be giving a small bit of advice that you discuss this with your family, because they'll have to take up some of the small responsibilities which you are supposed to carry on, or you are carrying on currently in the weekend. So they have to take that responsibility, because you will be sitting in the class and they have to give that support. So that will be making your life very, very easy and comfortable to attend this program. And so we have a lot of alumni, starting from IAS officers to IPS officers to doctors of GMC and practitioners of GMC to lecturers of colleges and professors of universities to teachers of schools to entrepreneurs and almost all business houses of Goa. People managing these business houses, the entrepreneurs themselves have come and joined this program and have benefited. Many of the students who graduated with the executive MBA program degree from GIM later on have moved to become entrepreneurs. So they were working either in government jobs or in private sector, and no, they gained confidence either during the program or they had an idea, and then this program gave them confidence that yes, they can become an entrepreneur, and they have become successful entrepreneurs. Two of them are sitting with us. So though Anirudh was a entrepreneur, but he was operating at a small scale. Now he is operating at a medium scale. And Ramachandra came from business, did this program, started consulting, did many things, wanted to be a teacher, also teaches when he gets free time, and joined government of Goa again to contribute. So whenever he finds that he is going to contribute intellectually, he looks at that job and then takes it up and on a project basis and completes and moves ahead. Fantastic kind of philosophy that he has about his life. So I'll take up questions specific to the program a little later as they arise. I'll now like Anirudh Walawalkar to take over and talk about how he has benefited and maybe some advice to people who are thinking about joining the program. Anirudh, to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for first and foremost for inviting me for this special program. The program is special only and only because the people who have come here, I have come up with one motto of growing, of changing their thought. See, you might join, you might not join, but what you are thinking now is a progress. You want to progress in your life. So that is the most important thing. And during this pandemic, thinking on this is the most important thing in your life. So I would like to congratulate each and everyone who has made this effort in learning something in their life. Friends, I've done my engineering. I did my diploma and then my engineering. I did it through PCC Engineering College. And after that, when I went to work, I thought that I'm missing something. You know, what is a college life? So once I joined this EMBA program, I was very happy to see that, you know, I've just come back again to the college and learning many things, even having fun with my friends, learning, then late night assignments, doing programs with my friends, going out, chilling with my friends again, maybe a college student, because you come to that same mode when you work with make fun of your friends and all these things. So, and now GIM being in a very good campus, you could always visit that. It's quite a huge complex. And then you are having here, I think so, in Kujira complex, the program is held. I feel so. So you all should like, these are the things. These are the byproducts of being a EMBA, pursuing a EMBA. Now, coming back to what it has helped in my organization, friends, we were a small-time contractor with the government of Goa, executing small works. When I joined EMBA, the perception towards my business, I wanted to grow, when I met many of my friends, they gave me a lot of ideas. And because of that ideas, I could get a lot of guidance in terms of accounting strategies. Our professors were all from different faculties. And I got a lot of guidance. Because of that, I could get the confidence of going to the next level. I am very pretty much sure that everyone is talented here and everybody is doing what they are supposed to do. But what makes a difference is that small thought which comes to your mind, maybe a suggestion or maybe something when you do brainstorming with your friends or your professors over here. So I would like to request each and everyone, consider this as a resource for you and try to apply everything, whatever you're learning here, small things in your own business on your or your job or something. So that is what was my suggestion or my feedbacks regarding this program and my learning.
Thank you, Anuradha. We really like it. And as the motto of GIM goes, learning never stops. We really hope that we see all of you at different walks of life coming to our campus, visiting us at Bangalore and at Sanklam as well. Next up, I would like to ask Ramchandra to share his experience about the EMBA program.
Okay, thank you so much for having me over here. And I'm going to talk something which Anuruddh may have not covered. So I'll not repeat the same thing over and over again. So although we had a lot of fun during our college time as well. First of all, I'll break down into 3 or 4 parts of what I have to say. First thing is that GIM is a recognized brand. So what happens is like when you go out and you tell that you have done something in GIM, it adds a lot of value. So this is the first thing that I want to say. Second thing is that it has amazing learnings that I had with Amiya Sahu professor. I learned something about finances. Mr. Ajit Porvekar, who's the current director, he taught us a couple of things in brand marketing, which has really helped me over a period of years. I'm not saying that we take back everything 100% from the class. It's not possible. So maybe around 10, 15, 20%, and that should be quite good. Third thing is it gives you a lot of confidence. So that is something which has been amazing with respect to this particular course. And of course, like Professor mentioned about networking. So I will not explain to you all my people who are there in my class, but there was the current chief town planner of Goa is my classmate. And wherever we were at Secretariat yesterday at a meeting, and all the secretaries were there, and the chief town planner introduces me as he's my classmate. So you can just imagine the kind of things and the kind of connect that you develop over the years. Whenever anybody questions me about executive MBA, the first thing that comes to my mind, to their mind, is how much does it cost? So that is one thing which I always got to know. Just one perspective is I had gone to a couple of foreign universities as well. One of them is Southeast Asia's topmost university. Executive MBA is 4 times expensive as compared to full-time MBA. So it is exactly the reverse in India and in Goa, of course, in GIM as well. But executive MBAs are really expensive all across the world. You tend to become, after this course, you tend to become the alumni of GIM. So it is not differentiated between a full-time alumni or you are the reserve category like part-time. You are an alumni of GIM as a whole. One last thing that I would like to mention is before joining this course, please try to find your purpose. So why are you joining this? Is very, very important. You're just joining is for the sake of degree or the learning. What is your purpose? That is will be a very critical thing. And professor mentioned something that we got problems to the class and we got them resolved and kind of things. Of course, we had it. But I would just like to extend over it. A couple of days back, I had a business problem in of course, working for government as well. So the problem was that we wanted to understand what is the promoter holding, minimum promoter holding a company can have, a listed company. That was a problem and we couldn't find good answer to it. So I came back to Professor Amiya. This is not because Professor is over here, but we actually came back. And I got a very, very comprehensive kind of answer to this particular problem. So what I would like to suggest is, even if I have to go to any professor at GIM, even today, I think so this program has given me that bandwidth to connect with them. One last thing to conclude, I know I've taken a lot of time. It refines you as a person. So a few skills of yours are polished out of this. And only on one point, I will slightly disagree with Professor Amiya Sahu, is that this is a clone of full-time MBA. I would say that going slightly ahead, clone means something similar, but I would give slightly more rating to the full-time MBA, the executive part-time MBA, because it teaches you a lot beyond the classroom. So I would give slightly more weightage to this particular course. Yeah, thank you. That was all that I have to say.
Thank you, Ramdan. That was an amazing insight into this MBA program. And honestly, I feel a little bit envious of you that I could not do the executive MBA and I'm doing the full-time MBA. Now we have all from the alumni, let's hear from the people who are currently studying, that is our current batch. So I would like to ask Mr. Anish to take the center stage and tell us about his experience and what he's learning currently at the MBA program.
Yeah, good afternoon all. So basically, first I would like to thank GIM and Professor Sahu for giving this opportunity to express myself. Okay, being in second year, I remember the day I left Goa Engineering College in 2013. I wanted to do MBA, but I knew it. I had a feeling that it should not be as a fresher, but as an executive. Okay, so that I can learn, implement whatever I studied in the field of industry, and try to correlate things. So that was my expectation. Okay, and as I said, industry and business is dynamic, and it's changing every day. Okay, so just slightly taking away from MBA, we have seen in cricket, basically in early 2000 or late 90s, it was more about specialist batsmen and bowlers playing in team. But now the perspective has totally changed. It is about all-rounders, and today's industry demands all-rounders. It is just that extra little bit that the employees possess that industry is looking for. Okay, and all-rounders are the best fit. And MBA is such a program, and especially executive MBA offered by GIM. It's the best thing that one can go for. Okay, it covers everything. Another thing, basically, it changes the perspective towards a business or organization. Okay, and one can definitely shape their career or mold themselves. Okay, to their and adapt as per the need. Okay, I won't take much time, but last thing that I would request students was would be few things that this course demands, basically determination, hard work, and sincere effort. That's it. Thank you.
I'm glad that it's helping build your business and build your career. Lastly, we have Ms. Pearl. Ms. Pearl, if it's possible, please come on screen and tell us how you are handling it. How is it doing for you as a first year student in the part-time course?
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Pearl, and I'm from the current PGDM part-time batch 2023. Let me start saying that the PGDM part-time program at GIM is an excellent program, which is for the working executives. I see on the grounds that GIM has the best faculty available to, ranging right from the faculty is so the faculty has vast experience in industries like HR, finance, operations, and all this adds to our learning, gives us real life examples, and this is something that adds to a normal learning that we normally get maybe at a bachelor's. Secondly, I would like to talk about online learning. Although because of the pandemic, we had to be mostly online, and trust me, GIM has delivered the best to us, whether it is having access to library facilities, top journals, or even courses. They have offered us courses to Coursera and other mediums. They have done an excellent job coming online. Then coming to the subjects that are offered at GIM, GIM offers a variety of subjects like which meet the current business dynamics and what the current industry needs are. Like you have the digital technology in business. This is a subject that I really liked because I could adapt the same thing at my workplace. We have subjects like business communication, which helps you in enhancing your skills. And there are various other subjects like this, operations, even finance, then HR. All this adds value to us. Lastly, I would not go any further. It has been a great experience. It has helped me to grow. It is a little bit of we have to stretch ourselves, But trust me, at the end of the day, we will all achieve something, we will learn something, and it will help us grow. That's all I can say. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pearl. So, summing up what our finalists have said till now is that the part-time course is not only for fun. It's not only that you get to experience a college life with you again, but you get to learn so much more while you are with us in terms of faculty connect, in terms of alumni connect, in terms of networking, and also in terms of the knowledge that is being imparted. The curriculum is dynamic. It continues to adapt itself with the changing environment, adding in new courses, new structures, new techniques every now and then that associates itself to the changing business environment outside. So whenever you decide to join us for the EMBA program, we can guarantee you that once you leave the program, you would be more benefited and more inclined towards your own business. It would be more beneficiary. It would be advantageous for your own business. Now, one thing that we have added to our program this year is that we would be offering placement assistance. Allow me to share my screen. So these are the companies that we have had for this year as for our placements. We have had some huge companies in different facets like marketing, finance, operations, and HR. So for these students who wish to go for marketing, this is the amount of high CTC that they are being paid and the averages. We have had huge brand names from AC Smith to Aditya Birla companies to EY, Axis Bank, RCA, ICICI Bank, going all the way to Cognizant, Deloitte, St. Gobain, Hexagon, and then GEP, Vedanta, Accenture. All of these companies would be there. So we would be helping you with placement assistance. Apart from them, these are the companies that keep on coming back to us. These are our relationship companies that most of the PGDM core students have access to. So these companies usually come to recruit us for our final and SAP placements. Starting from EY, Adani, huge brand names that we have connections with, Grant Thornton. And the new relationships that we have developed this particular year include the newer industries that have developed like Baidu, Lenskart, College Dunia. All of these have been a great help for us, and most of our students are placed. For more information, you can please reach out to us. There is a placement brochure for each and every course on the website, and that's about it. So now I would like to request all the panelists and attendees, in case you have any doubts or queries, the panel is open. Please ask away so that we could clear all the doubts. There shouldn't be any loose ends when you leave it.
Yeah. Thank you, Siddhi, for doing a good work. So over to the participants now. You have, I'm sure you have many queries. So we could take up the queries one by one. Maybe I can see the names. I can call the names if you are feeling a little bit of shy. And maybe somebody with this name GNS, Judy, Nina, Paresh, and Rima, Rochelle, Shavio, Sumiran, Vedant, and Vinay. All these people are there. So anyone has any queries? Mamta also I saw, Amit Dasgupta, and yeah, I think these are the people who are participants.
You can also write in the chat box. I will read out your questions to our panelists in case you are having trouble unmuting yourself.
Yes.
That's also not.
Hello, Amir sir. Just wanted to clarify one doubt. So basically, after doing an executive MBA courses, like I want to pursue a industrial PhD. So now the thing is this will this course be considered eligible for taking admission into industrial PhD? That is one thing. And the other thing is, that is my first question. And the second question is, the certificate that we'll get at the end of the course, will that have PG diploma in management written in it, or Master of Business Administration written in it? So that is, that is the second question.
Amit, okay. Two questions you have. I understand, Amit, you are an engineer.
Yes, I am a software engineer.
Okay, so you have done a BTech degree?
No. I have done my diploma in electronics communication engineering, but then I did my BCA.
You have done a BCA. No, so unfortunately, this also is a postgraduate diploma.
Hmm.
And since this is running as a part-time, so AICTE has a blanket ban on part-time getting eligibility for a PhD program.
Okay.
So as a stopgap, now what people do, those who want to, very few people have gone on to do a PhD. If they have a 4-year degree, they have studied 4-year degree course, then they are eligible because of their 4-year degree course. That's why I have this question if you are an engineer. Otherwise, they do a IGNOU MSc or MPhil or something. And then so they become a PhD eligibility. PhD eligibility is done by UGC. UGC has recently increased its control in terms of the quality, and that's why it does not want anybody with part-time degree and things like that. So if you are primarily concerned about a PhD degree post this program, this program may not help you get an eligibility to the PhD degree. But other things as mentioned, the amount of knowledge, the amount of professional skills that you're going to develop. Now you have seen this, and there's a long list of activities that goes on. That is definitely, with a lot of assurance, I can say that is going to be there. And your second question is, what is the second question? I just missed that question.
Regarding the certificate. So yeah.
The certificate, GIM, still the AICTE approval is to offer a PGDM degree, not an MBA degree. That is again controlled by UGC. UGC says that only universities in the country can give a MBA degree. Other than anybody other than university cannot give a MBA degree. So we are now one of the very few independent management institutes in the country, like XIMB has become a university very recently. XLRI,
yes,
okay, who offer PGDM degree. We also have a fellow program in management, which we started last year. The second batch admission has also got completed. The fellow program in management, so we have done that. So you can think of joining the fellow program in management in GIM if you are, if that is meeting your PhD requirement. Amit.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Amit, for this wonderful question. Anybody who has any other doubt, please feel free to ask.
Is there any question? Sumiran, Savio, Rochelle? Please ask whatever queries you have, you can go ahead. No, we may not get this opportunity again, especially I am around, but you may not get the alumni and the students. They're back to business. Maybe a few hours from now, their classes are going to begin. We have scheduled it before noon so that we have this. They have the free time. Yes, Meena, Judy. Any questions?
Yeah. So I had a question.
Yeah, please.
All right. So, what mix of blended learning do you all offer? Like, what do you all mean by blended learning? And then I have a follow-up question after that.
Okay. Can you identify yourself?
Right. Hi. I am Meena, and I work at a family business. It's a family-run guest house.
All right. So you say blended learning currently. No, we were. I think almost every institution of higher education was forced to get into blended learning. Okay, because of the pandemic. So We believe now philosophically at GIM that very difficult to replace face-to-face learning. Very, very difficult. Okay, the kind of learning that happens on a face-to-face basis. So whenever the government permission we attain, we are going to go back to face-to-face learning. Right now, with this pandemic and the forced scenario of offering online learning has taught us several lessons, no? And also the regulators several set of lessons. So that is why AICTE and UGC, they are now mandating that part of the whole program should be in a blended mode. And they have given some kind of a direction of 20, 30%, 40% of the total program delivery should be on a blended mode. So blended primarily will mean that we will be either offering asynchronous mode or a synchronous mode. So there will be recorded, edited videos on basic concepts which we can go to again and again and again and understand them. And then there'll be online live classes where a lot of interaction will happen. And then face-to-face learning will there. So what we have planned as of now is when the classes open, in between we had opened the classes, and we said that come what may, to save time, because these are executives working very hard in their respective businesses or companies, let us free them from Saturdays. Okay, so Saturday we thought we will go for online, and Sundays the whole day they can come to the learning center, the city campus, and they do the learning. And so we'll do a blend of this face-to-face online synchronous and online asynchronous kind of learning.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so
You
much.
had a second question, Neena?
Yes, I do. So if it's face to face and online, would the fee structure be any different?
No. It is combined. The fee structure is the same. What you see in the website, not a single paisa more or less.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Now, so one another thing that we would like to mention here is that you need a minimum of 3 years of experience to apply for the part-time course.
Yeah.
And apart from that, in case you have any queries, any doubts, no matter how small they are, we are here to solve them for you. Please ask any query as simple as, let's say, the location and as
What if I miss classes? What if this? What if that? Or typical, what happens inside the class. Students are there, they can answer it better. I will, to such questions, I'll remain silent.
I have one question. Do we still need 80% attendance even in the executive batch?
Sorry, I didn't
Do we
get it.
need 80% attendance in the executive batch as well?
Do we?
Need 80% of attendance. Minimum 80% of attendance.
No. They have in fact better. So their requirement is only 60%. Yeah, 60%. So because see, we understand what is the logic. Okay, they are working executives. Sometimes they have to travel. Okay, and then we cannot stop them, right? You are full time, right? Your job is to attend classes and study, right? So they are adding value to their existing career, right? You are in the process of building a career, right? Or deciding which career, right? So they are working, so they have this typical requirements, and we understand that. That's why we have 60% in the attendance requirement. I think that is a big boon to executive MBA programs. And then this actually happens. What I said that I'm implementing a sales strategy or a marketing strategy or designing a marketing strategy. So they learn from the first term, which is marketing 1, about marketing strategy, and then go and implement, come back, discuss, get more ideas, go and implement, come back, discuss again, and that's what happens. Yes. Yes, guys, please, no, I talk a lot when given a chance, typical professor. So, Savio, yeah,
Um,
Rochelle,
uh,
yes.
yes, good afternoon, sir. I had a question. I wanted to know how flexible is this course? Like, since it's a weekend program and you said the attendance is 60%, right?
Yeah.
So in case we are unable to make it, how can we make up for lost time?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. So there are three things we can talk about. One is, suppose you miss one weekend or one day of the weekend. Okay.
Mm.
Then, so we are currently, because we are in this still in the pandemic. So when we brought in students in between, I think the month of January, February, where things were a little better, we said that we are going to record each face-to-face lecture, and recordings will be available. Okay. So all the face-to-face lectures in between all courses, whatever happened, so it was all video recorded and they are available. Anybody can see it anytime somebody is misses out, because some people were apprehensive that our family is still apprehensive about going into physical classes. Can we do something? Is there a solution? So we gave this immediate solution. So that is likely to continue unless no, we are sure that no, now things are fine. Now everybody is fine, so we can look at that. And so after everything is fine, if somebody is traveling, and then he or she can always reach out to what was taught in the lectures, and learn and clarify. So the professors are very open. It's like, see, some of the professors will be younger to you. No, we have the current second year batch. The average age of the average work experience of the students is 8+. Okay. Some of them have work experience which is greater than me, so they're older to me. No? I look older, but they are older to me. So that is how so things are. The third flexibility is, or the third thing regarding flexibility is, some people get a promotion. Okay. And they are asked to maybe go out of Goa for 2 years or so. So there is a provision for such people also. So you can take a break, okay, and come back and rejoin the program from the same semester or trimester which you had gone out. So you have a 5-year period window to finish the course, right? So last year somebody went to Africa for 2 years. So he said that I'll take this option of coming back and joining. And then the second year becomes little more flexible. So 2 years back, a lady who was working in a IT company in Goa got a better job in Bangalore, and said that she is from HR. Said that no, I have to go to Bangalore, so this job I cannot say no to it. Can we do little flexibility about? So since he was in the second year, we said, okay, you travel to Goa on alternate weekends, and we will ensure that all your electives are scheduled around that time so that you don't miss out and you meet the attendance requirement. So that's the kind of flexibility we create, so that people really benefit and they don't lose out from the process.
Professor,
Okay.
can I add
Thank you,
something?
sir.
Yeah, Ramchandra, please go ahead. Add.
So I'll just add two small things. First of all, when I did this course, 11 to 14 batch, I was an international manager, marketing manager. So I had to travel a lot of places. I went to Africa and all those places, Southeast Asia. So I managed it. So there's a lot of flexibility that is there in the course. That is the first part. Second part is when you're schooling, or when up to 10th or 12th standard, it is dependable learning. So you miss 2 sessions, and then in the third session you are like you're not understanding what is happening. But when it comes to management learning, I feel the modules are fairly independent. So you have to go back and you have to understand, but I think you will be easily able to cope up. That is what is my suggestion. Thanks.
the answer and thank you, Ruzel. I think I would ask Anish and Pearl, since they are the students currently, how is it to change from hybrid mode to, from normal classes to hybrid mode? Anish, I think you did 1 year where you went to normal classes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
actually, it was like, yeah, please.
how is the transition from normal to hybrid mode?
Yeah, so I should really appreciate GIM. Okay, it was just matter of few weeks, I think 3 or 4 weeks, within which they ensured that we are back on track. Because it's like delaying, if we say stop it in between, and GIM always says GIM learning never stops. So they ensured we are back on track, and it's within 3 or 4 weeks we were having online classes. So it was such a wonderful experience. Okay, though yes, we still miss those opportunities wherein we can exchange views and express ourselves, interact with professor face to face. But the switch is really, I must appreciate even students and as well as faculties, because it's challenging, and both parties were like new to this. So very well planned and managed. And with respect to flexibility, I don't know whether I should say this, but even GIM ensures that even if you miss exams, they do it for you again. Okay, and I've experienced it thanks to Sao, Professor Sao.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that is because we understand that is what somebody is traveling and there is a quiz or a midterm. How is the person supposed to take? Right? For him or her, the work is more important, right? So that is why we ensure that whatever you miss, you cover it up, and that's how we go forward. I think there is a question on the chat box. Sudeep?
Question is from Arjun. He's asking, does GIM offer any financial assistance?
Yeah, on financial assistance, we are not a bank, but we can connect you to a bank. Okay, so if you are looking for, several of the students of the current batch and senior batch and the alumni who were financially little on the poorer side while studying, we help them take a education loan from the bank, and that's easy. That's not difficult. So Arjun, I think that's your question. So you can talk to me later on in detail how exactly this is done and things like that. So I think that should be good for you. Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you. Yes.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Mamta here. I have a few
Yes.
doubts to clear. So I
Yes,
wanted
Mamta.
to
Can you be
check.
a little louder?
Okay, am I audible now?
Yeah, Mamta. Yes.
Yeah. So I have a few questions regarding the modules. So are the modules in the part-time program the same as the full-time program?
Modules meaning, see, the basic course structure is the same. All right. We only modify it to suit the requirement of the part-time program. For example, in the full-time program, that is the flagship program, we have 3 more other programs, which is one is healthcare related, another is banking and financial service related, and third is big data related. They are a little different. So the core structure of the full-time MBA program and PGDM program and the part-time PGDM program are exactly the same. You have marketing courses, you have finance accounting courses, you have HROB courses, you have operation and production management courses, you have IT and courses, business communication courses, you have the research method courses. So that is the core set of questions, courses. And when we go to electives, you have exactly the same electives which are run, not the number. We have some around 80-85 electives which are run in the full-time program, but the part-time student requirement is different. So from this basket of 80-85, a small number of maybe 30, not 30, 40, 45 electives are offered to the part-time program. Sometimes if the batch is, let's say, dominated by students from sales and marketing, more number of sales and marketing electives are run in that particular batch. If the batch is dominated by, let's say, operation production management, more number of electives are run for that particular batch on operation and production management. Sometimes there is more on flexibility of learning, somebody asked. Nina, I think. So somebody says that, no, a student says that in the second year, no, I want a very specific course related to my career, current job, okay, which is not listed in the list of electives. And if we are able to find a professor who has done work, who has knowledge in that particular subject, he or she as a student learns independently. So what we call it is a CIS course of independent study on a project basis. So there is no one-to-one classroom learning, and on a project basis, they learn it separately so that they meet the learning gap that they need for immediate requirement. So that flexibility is also there as an elective course you can take up. Some students in the past also have said that, oh, we have studied this accounting and finance. Can we get a waiver? Okay, so there is a system of getting a waiver. If you have already studied this, you don't want to repeat that and excuse yourself from repeating that. That also process is available. There are some qualification standards to get into the waiver. Somebody meets the qualification standards to get into the waiver. Yeah, Mamta, does that answer your question?
Yes, I have a few more. So,
Yeah.
In the full-time program, there are electives like business analytics offered. So,
Yeah.
is any of this available in the part-time program as well?
We have business analytics offered in the part-time program. As I said, this business analytics for we have a small group called operation management and IT. Okay. So this business analytics falls into that group. So we'll have at least 8 to 10, or maybe Anis is doing that now. Anis can tell. 8 to 10 or maybe 15 courses from operation and IT domain, which are offered as electives to the students of part-time.
So what about the credit system offered?
Total credit for the program is 105. No, 102. Okay. Around 50 odd are core courses, around 40 odd are electives, and minimum requirement for electives is 36. And then there are two project courses. Which are in the third year. Third year, actually, there are no classes. Third year is only projects, and these are live projects that you do either for your business or for the company that you're working in, right? So that is what. So it directly helps you in your career push. Gives you career push.
So again, I heard on, you said that you give a placement assistant, but again, this placement assistant for part-time is also only started from this year. So
that's right.
From which year would I start getting benefited from it? Like,
so this will be available to your batch specially.
Yes. So by the end of my
program? No, not by the end. In between, so you join and you look for a change of opportunities available. We will try to connect as much as possible. So if you fit the requirement, you fit the bill, you are there. Right, so, right from day one. There is not going to be a waiting period.
So the statistics that you showed for placement report, that was for the part-time or the full?
No. That is not for the part-time. We have not given any placement support assistance till now to the part-time. So this is the first time, because we have been facing this question, and we have finally decided that yes, we will extend placement assistance to the part-time program.
Okay, so the report was of the full-time program.
Report was of the full-time program.
Yeah, okay. Yes. And it might not be the exact, but yeah.
No. So it says that the network is already there. So why we shared this information is you get to understand that the network is already there. So can I latch on to the network and take maximum benefit out of it? Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
So a last question. I live in Bangalore, and I've been told this program is basically for people in Goa.
That's right.
So can I still do the program or no?
No, you have to attend the classes 60% of the weekends. You have to spend in Goa. If you can, I think then it would becomes very, very suitable. Or if you are working and if you can continue working from home, you can come here because now if you are IT professional, it is easier for IT people to work from home for longer duration. Some of the companies have already identified they are going to continue this particular 1 year till December. So you just have to manage the first year. Second year, as I gave an example, that somebody from Bangalore used to travel, and we used to redesign or the scheduling, reschedule the sessions around her travel time so that she was not missing out.
Yes, so first year, if I move to Goa and then start the program, I can still do that. We'll do
Yes.
Also,
Highly feasible.
Also considering the pandemic, quite well, another few months will be online. So I can stay here and do, and whenever it opens, I can move.
Absolutely. You are right. You got it right. Absolutely. Your maths are very, very correct.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. There is one more,
think,
I think, in the chat.
Sir, can I add something?
Please.
Yeah. So as Sir said about CIS offering, so actually I've revolved my subjects electives through operations and supply chain. So I was in need of another supply chain elective. Okay, and I went to Sir asking for help. Okay, and within a couple of days' time, they gave me supply chain analytics as a latest subject. Sir, if you remember, it happened 2 days back. Okay,
Yeah.
and I'm grateful to JIM for giving me that opportunity at a very short notice. So that is how the support is from institute.
Yeah, because this is possible because we are not a laid-back institute. We are very, very aggressive. So a lot of young faculty have joined from institutes like I am Ahmedabad, I am Bangalore, I am Calcutta, IITs. So they come with very contemporary knowledge on different subjects, and so we are able to meet these contemporary requirements of technologies. That's how it is possible. In typical universities, you cannot think of all this kind of courses being offered to either full-time or part-time. Right. Yeah. So there is a question. Can I complete part-time MBA in 2 years instead of 3 years? This question is from Arjun. Yeah, Arjun. Arjun, are you there?
I think he's not able to unmute himself.
Oh, if you are listening, then the answer is I have already mentioned that classes are there only for 2 years. So third year you are not there. You are just coming and submitting the project or regularly updating the professor, your guide, what is the status of the project, and that's how it is. Right. From joining to your graduation, it is little less than 3 years. You join in July and graduate in March. The classes is for 2 years. The rest of the period is projects. There is another question from GNS. Can you identify yourself, please? GNS.
I can see him in
Okay.
the
Gopal. Okay. Gopal, so your query is a very, very interesting question. I have never come across this question in the part-time program, but definitely, we can discuss with the director and see what best is possible. So you can write to me, Gopal, separately today, tomorrow, or call me separately today, tomorrow. We'll take it forward. Yes.
So in the interest of time, I think it's best that we stop here because it's already 1 o'clock and most of our panelists.
Let us wait for a few more questions if somebody has 7 minutes. Yeah. Otherwise, we'll close. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, guys. Before we close, if you have any queries.
Hello.
Yes, Paresh. Yes.
Yes. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, I want to ask you about the placement, sir, regarding placement.
Yeah.
So I am presently working in Bajaj Alliance. So after completing sir MBA, there is any chance of getting placement in Goa or other locations, sir? Yes.
No, see, what we said is we are going to only help you get placed better. Okay.
Okay.
So your current experience and
Yes.
no addition of value during the MBA program. No,
Okay.
it is. I think I'll give it over to the alumni to talk about it. How you should address this issue. Either
Okay.
Ramachandra or Anirudh or both of them.
Okay. Okay. Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Anirudh, you would like to take it or?
You go ahead.
Okay.
Ram, you go ahead.
It was even I was supposed to ask Professor if I can also apply for the campus placements, but that was on a slightly lighter side. But let me tell you something. When I did this particular course, I was working for a Goa-based company. I shifted to IFB. From IFB, I shifted to another company, and now I was the founder, and then I'm currently working with the government. So the placement assistance, what GIM would provide, it really would depend on you, because if you're good and if you have added value over this, I think so that it would be only an interface wherein you get an opportunity to understand the vacancies. Now, I will add one more point over here. We have a Goa group of alumni, which is there, which we have, I think, 80 to 100 people. Even Anirudh is there and some other people are there. Whoever pass out, these are the city groups which are there. And on the city groups, we keep on getting the specific vacancies that are there in EY, Big Four, and a lot of other companies. So it is not only limited to passing out from the course or during the course. I think so there are a lot of opportunities beyond this if you have really gained out of this. So I think so the placement assistance is very good. It's a very positive step. But I think so that shouldn't be the only criteria for you to join this course, because there are a lot of opportunities outside this also. Thanks.
Rightly said. Thank you. So to add to this, no, why you are thinking of continuing in a job? At a job, you can think of starting things on your own, right? I think more entrepreneurs have come from the executive program than from the full-time program. And I appreciate I'm from the eastern part of the country, and western part of the country, the people thinking are very different. All of them want to wish to become an entrepreneur themselves, right? Some of them work, become entrepreneur, come back, work, again go back and start many things. So that's how. So you think of that, okay? And we'll help you that. We have entrepreneurship course. We have a hotel incubation center. You have business ideas. In fact, some of them, at least one of them, who was working for a manufacturing company, set up his own financial advisory services, and he's doing extremely well. Because he built up that kind of. So somebody who's a mechanical engineer working in a power plant in a large manufacturing company comes up and sets up a financial advisory firm. Just think of the change that value addition he has made to himself. Okay. So that is the kind of value addition you have to make in yourself, and then the whole world is at your sales.
Sir, can I add one point?
Please.
See, friends, here we are coming for re-engineering and rewiring our minds and our career. So you don't know, as sir said, that you just don't come with one prejudiced mind that okay, I need some job change or something. It could be anything, as sir has said. It could be starting some new venture, starting some new company, or anything, So please be open-minded in these things. Just do not be only one-sided. So it's really a good thing. It's an eye-opener for everybody, I think. So what sir has pointed out. So again, I also feel, what to say, encouraged to go for the course again. So is there any refresher or something for us also, sir? I would like to ask you.
Yeah, I think a lot of things are coming after the pandemic. After the pandemic, a lot of things are coming. Yeah. Right. Yes.
Professor, I'll just add one more thing over here.
Please.
What I wanted to share is that there are few things that you have in your mind. The grass is greener on the other side. That is what we say. So when I came into this course, I was a core marketing. So I had worked in Tata Motors, Maruti Suzuki and all that. And eventually I thought that, oh, finance is good, operations is good, and all those things. But when I actually started studying at GIM, first year, second year was elective. So I selected a couple of financial courses and I understood it was a lot of information that I got, and I got clarity on the direction in which I had to move. So we always think that operations is better or HR is better, but I think so this course will give you a lot of clarity and confidence on how you can plan your life ahead.
Yeah, Sivanand Naik has a question. How many students got placement previous year? What is the average package is GIM offering placements internationally? Okay. Sivanand, let me make it very clear. We do not offer any placement to part-time MBA or executive MBA or what we call it, PGDM part-time program. Okay. So whatever information you got is for full-time PGDM program. And full-time PGDM program, all the details are available on the website. I think you joined late, that's why you missed out. You can see that, you can download the data, or if you want to talk about it to me personally, I can discuss that again. Okay. The average packages were around 11 lakhs. The highest package was around 25-26 lakhs. Of course, international placements are also there. For the part-time program, for the first time, we are introducing to this particular batch, and maybe we'll follow through in the next years, placement assistance. What does that mean, placement assistance? You are adding value to yourself. You have a current amount of experience. Okay. You are not a fresher, because we don't admit any fresher in the part-time program. Minimum 3 years of work experience required. So if you are having issues of in the current job and want to shift from your job to a similar company, and then no, the network of GIM is able to identify that, our job will be to connect you to that. Okay. Unlike the full-time program, where a lot of freshers first, young graduates come, they do the study, and their job is to get a placement, and they get placed in the companies that they visit. The companies visit to GIM. There is a placement process which goes on. This will be slightly different. Okay. And Sivanand, if you want to discuss more on this, I'll be happy to help you understand more on this.
So before we go to the next question, I would like to remind everybody that the applications close on 15th of June. So you just have 3 more days to apply. I hope all your doubts are being cleared here. So please go and apply as soon as possible. We might not be extending the dates this time. So apply, because this is one thing that would help you move your career really nicely.
Yes, and classes are going to begin from the first week of July, so we cannot delay that. So application deadline ends on 15th of June. I think many people have left in the meantime, so I think queries are reduced. Yes, so I'll.
Last question.
Yeah, yeah, Mamta.
Your program also says you assist students to be entrepreneurs and start something new, like you were explaining now. So how do you help somebody do that? Because I also have, my dad also runs a business, and I really want to take that further. So how can you help me do better in it, and how will the program assist me in that?
Sir, can I give my example in this?
Go ahead.
See, actually, what has happened is Mamta, it is a similar case as your case is similar to mine. When I did my engineering, I joined a company. We were manufacturing watches, and 3 years I was working for that company. I could not decide whether I should join my family business or whether I should do what further. So in the year 2005 to 2007 was my batch. So I joined that time in 2005. once I joined, I got the clear direction in where because I did the complete introspection of what is positive, what is negative. I did my SWOT analysis for my own self. And then I came to a conclusion that family business, I can expand like anything. And today, when I just joined our business, it was about 7 people, and now we are 68, 70 people plus. I, along with my brother, we have grown the business. So maybe probably because one of the joining GIM was one of the catalysts for my growth, because it gave me the direction of thinking. And as an entrepreneur, because I was working for a company as a employee there, and I became an employer over here. So even Ramchandra is the same thing what I'm seeing in many of us. I would say that if you now try to think on these basis, I think so you can join your business and do your you can grow in your business. So I think so, ma'am. Hope this is cleared your this.
Yeah, I'll add to that. So what happens? No, which was not there till about 2 years back. Which all executive MBA students, even full-time MBA students, they were not a party to it. So 2 years back, we set up Atal Incubation Center. Okay, with a Government of India grant, we set up this. So this is a center where you can take your ideas, convert that into a business venture, and run it over a period of 1-2 years in this Atal Incubation Center, and then go out as it goes. So that opportunity is there to, in fact, anyone in the country. Okay. So if anyone in the country, it is better that it should be they are from GIM faculty, right? So you can get your ideas, incorporate it, convert it into a business venture, incorporate it as a company, and then scale it up as much as you want.
So one question we have in the chat from Shivanand is placement assistant for part-time students and full-time students treated the same for placement assistants.
Is placement assistant, part-time student and full-time student treated in the same manner? Okay. Sivanand, as I said, the placement assistance is for the first time in the part-time program because you are already working. Okay. It is slightly different in the full-time program. No student who's currently working can do the full-time program because they have to stay in the hostel for all these 20 months full-time and study full-time. Okay, so they need a new placement, right? And for part-time, you are already working, you're just going to improve your placement to the next level. And that is why they cannot be same, right? If you need support, whatever support possible will be given. I cannot say that if somebody wants a job in America, I will be able to give it. No, I cannot make that promise. Somebody wants a job in TCS, I cannot give. I have to get 10 companies to the campus to interview part-time students. No, companies will not agree. Companies will say, why should we interview existing students who are currently working for another company? No, if they have to, if there is a requirement that we have, we give it to you. If they fit the requirement, then we do a lateral entry. It is not they visit the campus and do interviews for the full-time program. It is all going to be in the lateral entry kind of system. If you understand the lateral entry system. Otherwise, as I said, Sivanand, we can discuss this more in detail. All right. So we have 15 minutes past 1 o'clock. I think now you take the call, Siddhi.
Yes, sir. I think our panelists actually have classes now.
Yeah.
I think they do have classes for now. But we are really glad about all the questions you have asked. In case you have any further queries, I have put the links to all our official handles on the chat box. Please do reach out to us. Your questions will be directed to the respective authorities. Every question will be answered. We are present on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. All the queries that come to us through those platforms will be directed to Professor Amey, or in case you want to ask some other question to any other faculty, that would be directed. So there is no issue if you have any further questions left. Again, reiterating, the program last date is on 15th of June. Do register before that. The classes, as I said, will be starting on 1st of July. And we wish all of you a very good luck as when you come to the campus. Lastly, I would like to thank all of our panelists for giving so much of their time to us. It was a very insightful session. We enjoyed a lot listening to your experiences, your present and past experiences, and we are glad that we have an alumni network, adding you guys to our alumni network, and look forward to meeting you all in person.
Thank you, Siddhi, and good luck to you as well. So good luck to all the participants who have joined today. And you can connect to Bhavsar Raj, who has been in touch with you, or Anushka, and then we take it forward from there. Thank you.